To complete your portfolio evaluation, go ahead and select the assignment. Then at the bottom of the screen, you're going to download this PDF. Once it's downloaded, depending on which version of Schoology you're in, you might have to share it to the Notability app. Now I can open up the Notability app and locate where it's actually saved. Now you're going to complete this document. The directions say, describe how you've demonstrated each category below using specific examples and evidence from your body of work. So you're going to start by reading the category. This first category is area of strength. What skills, concepts, techniques were you good at? Why was this your area of strength? So I'm going to think back to my work. I need to insert the image. So I'm going to go ahead and select the plus sign, photo library, and I can select the album. I already have all my work saved. So if I think that last project was my best, where we did portraiture, because I'm really good at shading and I was able to capture the features of the face, I'm going to use that. However, if I was not good at that at all, and I was a little bit more competent in using color with color pencil, I'm going to go ahead and select that colorful food assignment. So let's go ahead and choose one and use as an example. Resize your image so it fits right inside this box right here. Then you're going to add a text box and you're going to type in your description to justify why you selected this image for this category. So, why is this my area of strength? Think about the assignment and then also just think about the reasoning and why you chose it. Now, obviously, this looks like a mess, so select all your text and resize it so it fits inside that box. Then move on to the next category, composition. So reading the prompt, what artwork shows your best composition? Consider rule of thirds and elements and principles of design. Every element in the image is well placed with the consideration for how the view might see the work. Basically, choose your best piece and explain why. So don't get confused between these two prompts. This is my area of strength. I was really good at shading. However, this might not be my best composition. Thinking about how I arrange the elements, well, I didn't have too many options here because there were two figures. The composition considers those the rule of thirds, the way the shapes and the forms come together to create intrigue within the frame. So looking back at my images, I'm going to just go ahead and select the plus sign so I can get to my photo album. I'm going to look through what I have saved and look at what I think stands out above everything else. Now, looking at these little thumbnails, this is a great way to kind of show what is really working for you. But also think about, why is it a good composition? What did you learn this semester? Think about those elements and principles of design. We learned about line, shape, form, value, contrast, color, texture. So those are the elements. The principles are balance, symmetry, all of those things. If you can't remember all of them, review your notes. But this is testing your knowledge, because if you can identify what is a good composition, that means you've learned about those principles of design and you can identify what is actually working. Moving on to the next one, creativity and personal expression. The student's own individuality, unique ideas, and viewpoints shine through many of the projects. The work takes the central idea of the assignment and expands it in a new direction, which improves the work. What photo best exemplifies your creativity? Where did you push your boundaries? What personal ideas, concepts were you trying to express? So think about, what specific project were you able to get most creative with? How were you able to add your personal take on it? The elements and principles of design. Choose one piece of artwork that uses at least 3 elements or principles of design. So try to look at one where you were able to include as many as possible into one piece. This should show that you're really starting to master those things. It may overlap a little bit, with some of these up here, areas of strength and composition, because, well, if you're using elements and principles, it is making a good composition. So if you do have to use one of the same pieces, the description should still be different. Room for improvement. Look at your collection of work in your portfolio from this semester. What areas could you have continued to improve on? Why was it you think so? How could you have improved? This should be based on your better quality work. So don't just pick a piece that's not finished and say I could have improved because, well, I could have actually finished the work. All right, that doesn't fit here. All right, think about something where you struggled with it, where it's like I just can't get these shapes right, or maybe I just couldn't shade with this medium because it was too messy because I couldn't control charcoal or colored pencil. That is what you should include here. Include the image as backup. And then for all of these categories, you are grading yourself. So add the score in which you think you've matched the description. Not how good you think your image is, but how well you think you've identified this field. So if you think you've really answered this prompt really well and found an image to match it and to support your idea, well, then you get a 10 out of 10. Not because this is the best image, but because it actually answers the prompt. At the very end, you are supposed to tally your points out of 50 points. So tally these up and put your total here using the text box. The last thing I want you to do is to answer this question honestly. What piece of advice would you give to yourself day one of this class? This is not going to be graded, so you can be honest. This is feedback for me. Once you're completely done, you're going to export this as a PDF to turn in. So you can select other apps, make sure the format is a PDF, and you can go right to Schoology. However, I find it easier. So you could go right over here and select Schoology, but you have to make sure you select the assignment. I find it easier to save to files. I'm just going to throw it in my downloads for now and hit save. Then I can come back into Schoology and submit this over here and just navigate to my downloads folder to find that saved document. Now, if you don't know where your download folder is, it is under Files, under your download folder, under iCloud Drive, and right here is my document. It's a good idea to make sure that your document is actually the one that's been edited and has all of your work saved. If you open it and it's missing some work, obviously go back in there and finish it and resave it. Now I can go into Schoology, upload this, and complete the assignment. Good luck!